Good morning. So, as we discussed, we're going to be looking at hypertension. And so, I thought I'd share something practical from the life of someone who has managed to overcome their hypertension. When I say overcome, what I mean is that they were taking medications and they had hypertension, high blood pressure for a good amount of time. And they changed their lifestyle and made some adjustments. And right now, if you check the blood pressure, it's 120 over 70. They came to a time when the diastolic blood pressure would go down all the way to 50, and that's when they had to be taken off the medications. And now we're continuing to check the blood pressure, and it continues to be 120 over 70, and that's where you want to keep it. So, how did they manage to do this? First thing that we should know is something that I like to recall. Nature's process of healing and upbuilding is a gradual one, and to the impatient, it seems slow. Nature is slow, but it's sure. Why is it slow? You need time to learn new habits and to unlearn bad habits. You need to give yourself time and you need to learn alternatives. You need to know how to do it. You're learning a new life. You know how they say it takes 21 days to learn a habit. So you need to give yourself that time. And that time will prove to be the best investment that you have made so far in your life. So usually we say when you're taking medications, you need to continue taking medications. You know how they say that high blood pressure is a silent killer. So you can't just grab all your medications when your blood pressure is still high. That could be dangerous. As we've heard before, that drugs are a necessary evil. Yeah? So those two big and important words, necessary evil. Yeah, because they're chemicals, they're not natural. That's why they're called evil, but they're necessary because our bodies, where would they be without them when we don't know how to get out of the things that we're in because it's in our life, our day to day life. So we need to learn new things and we need to give ourselves time. And when your body doesn't need the drugs, you will know it, and they will be removed by your healthcare provider. So don't do anything without contacting your healthcare provider. Make sure they are supervising everything that you are doing. Make sure you're safe. Okay, so we're going to talk about the first thing. It's right here. I think you've heard about it before. It's called pink Himalayan salt. Yeah, some of the salt they say comes from Pakistan and other places. So this salt is different from the ordinary salt. So I'm sitting here at their table. So I'm picking things from their table. And that's why I wanted it to be very practical so that you can know what are people using when they overcome their different diseases. So for hypertension, this person switched to this kind of salt. It's always at the table. And some of the salt is even mixed with cayenne pepper. I know you've heard about that one. So the regular use of this salt, I believe, has contributed. So this salt has, they say, it has sodium chloride, a little less than the normal table salt, but it also has 84 minerals. And some of those minerals are iron, potassium, calcium, magnesium. Yeah, and those are responsible for the pink color, but they also are responsible for different things. Some reports say they help you to relax. So that could be one of the areas that needs to be studied further and could be the contributing factor to helping to normalize your blood pressure. So usually you should reduce the amount of salt that you use because that really contributes to high blood pressure. And not only to that, the normal sodium chloride is also known to contribute to things like rheumatism, gout, arthritis, and kidney stones, and that's because of disbalancing your water within your body. Yeah, so that's one thing to consider. The second thing is, without taking too much of your time, this I found in their fridge, and it's fresh juice. So this fresh juice has been made from things like beetroot, carrot, spinach, garlic, cayenne. You can also use just any African bird chili, yeah, because it's the capsaicin that works. And there's ginger, there's lemon. So this juice is rich in antioxidants, in phytochemicals that are very important for heart health and for vascular health. So things like garlic have been reported in scientific research to help to lower cholesterol levels. And things like watermelon, there's also watermelon in that has been seen that it's a diuretic, and also cucumber is a diuretic. So the principles are generally the same. You know, the medicines for hypertension, some are diuretics, some they help with cholesterol. So the natural elements, they do exist that do the same thing, and over time will help you to manage high blood pressure, or even better, to get rid of it, and you need to keep on checking it. Now I'm going to go to the last thing, which is one of my favorites, and I think it's what has contributed to a larger amount of benefit. And it's something fairly simple. It's right here. I'm going to show you. It's in this container. What is it? It's green maize. No way, yeah? This is what they eat usually for supper. You know, if you're missing dough, you just visit them in the evening, you're going to eat dough. So they stopped eating sima late in the night. Yeah, that's African, you know, mini meal, pap, sadza. Yeah, so that was a small change, but that has, I believe, a big benefit. Yeah, and I'm going to share with you some studies that have been done on the third meal. It's responsible for most of the chronic diseases, eating a late meal, and especially eating the wrong kinds of foods. So if you want to disarm chronic diseases, yeah, one of your targets is going to be your third meal. If you can master that one, there's a high chance that you can get rid of your chronic maladies. Yeah, so we're going to talk about that. So the issue of what you eat is as equally important as how or when you eat. So eating late at night. Several reports, I'm going to post some of them to you later, but reports that say, like studies in France that have shown about 100,000 participants, that when they ate after 7 p.m. at night, that raised their risk for cardiovascular events like stroke and transient ischemic stroke, which is a mini stroke, by 2.8%. And that's a lot. So they studied people who would eat within 2 hours before going to bed and found out that normally your blood pressure is supposed to reduce by 10% during the night because you're shutting down, you're winding up. But when you eat, then your body thinks that you have work to do. So it starts releasing hormones that are for you when you're awake, and that keeps your blood pressure up during the night. And unfortunately, it can even go higher. And that risk puts you at risk for adverse events like a stroke or a mini stroke during the night. So you've heard those stories about people who went to bed and never made it to the next morning, and they died in their sleep. This could be one of the things that contributes to that. Having a stroke in the night. It's a late meal. You eat late and you don't have time to digest, you've gone to bed. Unfortunately, your blood pressure is rising and it's still high during the night. So it's something that we can prevent. It's something that can be prevented, and we need to share with people, and we need to fix our tables. We need to fix one thing at a time, but we need to fix. And when we do fix, we will see that there is great benefit that you and I should receive from making a few lifestyle changes, but that go a long way. Yeah, like eating dough and maungu, pumpkins for supper. Unfortunately, what we do is the opposite. We skip breakfast, we have a scanty lunch, and then in the night, that's when we want to eat all the things that we missed during the day. Unfortunately, that can lead to us having very bad effects in our bodies because then our stress hormones are high during the night. It's not only the study in France, there are other studies that were done in Turkey with very similar results. So just to bring in a perspective for Malawi, yeah, studies have been done, and do you know how many people could have hypertension in Malawi? Approximately 33% of the adult population. So that's 1 in 3. Yeah, you count 1, 2, 3 people, one of them should have hypertension. And sadly, 95% of people with hypertension in Malawi have no idea that they have it. This is very sad because this is a silent killer. So you don't know you have it, you don't know that you need to fix your lifestyle, or you just haven't been taking a regular blood pressure test, so you don't know. And then you have those late night meals. Yeah, eating at 9 o'clock in the night, 8 o'clock, and then you go to bed immediately. Then we are putting ourselves at risk for all these cardiovascular diseases that we should be getting rid of. So we have transitioned from the old lifestyle when we used to sleep early. Now, because there's electricity and then there's things to do, TV and things like that, we're sleeping late and eating late. So that's one of my favorites because I think it can go a long way in reversing diseases. So those are 3 things that we've looked at today. I hope you've learned something on hypertension. This is a practical lesson, practical table that I'm sitting on, and someone has overcome their hypertension using simple means. And I've just shared a few, but if I were to go around, I'd find several other things, and I believe I'll be sharing more. But let's start one thing at a time, overcoming them. Bad habits, learning new ones, tasty ideas for meals and substitutes, alternatives that we need to learn, and see how that goes for us. I believe that you will be blessed. I hope and I pray that you will be blessed because you deserve it. Thank you for listening, and I hope this has been helpful to you.